So, good morning. It is March 4th, 2020. This is our public community coherence call, and welcome everyone. There's a lot moving in the field, a lot going on. And let's see, I would love for someone to, if anyone would like to volunteer to do the opening attunement to bring us into our hearts and resonance with one another. Anyone want to jump in?
I will.
Okay, Nahid, thank you.
Let's just breathe together and let out everything through the exhale that does not belong to this moment. The pause between the inhale and exhale is where life is happening. Let's see if we can hold the pause after exhale for 4 counts. And we each do our own counts. Exhaling through the mouth. Open. Opening to the happening. All that is happening in the field. Participating in the perfect design of all that we receive. Recognizing all is well. We are deepening into our own unique individual journey. Holding Shelley and Mom here. By attending to their presence here, we're really opening ourselves to receive the perfection of what is arriving. In the freedom of our heart, our body, and the full expression of this wholeness that we are. Let's come back and be together from this place of wholeness, wellness, perfection.
And with that, it's beautiful. Let's just gently move into a moment of healing. Excuse me, a few moments of healing as Linda leads us to just really hold Shelley and her whole family and her mother, and no matter what the details are, that we hold them all in their highest good, in their fullest expression of wholeness, as Nahid called in. And then we're going to gently move into the planet and what's going on. So, Linda, would you lead us in a little healing for Shelley's mom? I can't remember her name. It slipped me. Shelley and her whole family, actually. Her mom, her dad, her brother. A lot going on.
Yeah, so while we're in this beautiful space that Nahid brought us into with our breath, we continue in that, breathing in light. Breathing in light into your third eye so that you see yourself at the brow chakra, stepping through a portal of indigo blue. And on the other side is light. With every breath, there is more light. And within that light, we create the visions of wholeness. In that light, we place our beloved Shelley and her family in that light. Her mother, wherever she may be, receiving healing light in every cell, every molecule, every atom within her. And as we envision it and see it, as we see the healing, we feel the healing. We feel connected in every way. We feel it in our own bodies. Every cell filling with light and moving into its divine perfection, into the template of its natural state of being. Healing is wholeness. And as Shelley and her mother and her father and her family feel that healing, let's allow that vision to expand to each one of us and our families and our loved ones, anyone who may need healing for any reason at this moment. That feeling that we're sending with the light is love. This universal love that is being sent without conditions, allowing and trusting all healing to happen in this moment. Let's expand that light a bit more, beyond our families, to our communities, to our circles of friends and cohorts, our soul tribe, to strangers that we don't even know. And allow that healing feeling to wash over Mother Earth, so that all sentient beings are being touched by your love, by our love. And the sense of holding sacred space for wholeness to take place. Let's breathe that light again into our own bodies. Exhaling with a sense of gratitude and peace and knowing that it is already done. As we are all related, Ahom Atakwiyasa.
Thank you, Linda. And I just want to keep us again in this beautiful field. And instead of doing our traditional check-in and move forward in the way we typically do, I felt a really strong invitation today to stay in this place on behalf of our planet. And I'll tell you, it's fascinating. Even in our own circles, there's so much fear. There's so much fear. There's so much conspiracy theories, mistruths, darkness, constriction upon everyone as the old is letting go. And as we hold this sense of wholeness, this undivided wholeness, and as we trust this divine perfection that Linda brought forward and reminded us of, and as we live in our natural state of being in wholeness, there are those who have forgotten. And this morning, it's fascinating. I got private messages from several people. And, I know they're not personally toward me, but they're putting them out throughout their whole list. And I didn't have time to look through them all, but a couple of private messages were really startling. And then I got in the car to come here and to drive to my office, which is a short drive compared to New Jersey. And this song came on the radio, and I have this new car, and my husband had Sirius on, and he came to pick me up. I don't even know what the Sirius station is, but this song came on, and I don't remember who was singing it except for Dolly Parton came on, and they were literally creating such incredible, intense harmonies that it was so beautiful. Like, I'm driving in my car and there's this gorgeous harmony. And I usually don't even have the radio on. It's usually off. It's like, that's why we're here, creating coherence and harmony in diversity, and really holding our own note in this beautiful, amazing masterpiece of this planet, this whole gorgeous, beautiful world. So with the beauty that comes through with that, I want us to just hold coherence and beauty and harmony for all people on the planet right now. And I want us to do this by contributing our blessings, our words, our encouragement, our prayers in a popcorn style. I'm inviting everyone to participate here. We had a beautiful opening with Nahid and a continuation with Linda, and let's hold the highest vibrational frequency in harmonic beauty for our planet, for all the systems and structures that are remodeling, reforming, and for all those systems and structures who are resisting change and therefore creating a lot of stress and chaos as they hang on. We most obviously see this in our news with politics and the political realm right now as chaos pursues, and there's even conspiracy theories beginning there. There's mistruths, there's darkness, there's just a lot of chaos as the old system cannot serve our highest good anymore. And a new beautiful platform of governance is on its way. It's already here. If we're quiet, we can hear it breathing, right? Beautiful poetry. And the coronavirus. And some say it's nothing but the flu, and others are like, you have no idea. It's this bigger thing that's this conspiracy. And who knows what's the real truth? But when we come back into our wholeness, just come back into our wholeness, and we hold this vibrational frequency of love for the planet, for all of humanity, for all the planet's inhabitants, for the earth, for the water, for the trees, for the birds, for the plants, for all beings in our wholeness. So, sorry to be so serious, but I feel like we are at the new epoch is here. And when we live in that new, all is well, and we see the beauty and the healing, and we see the weaving of light and love, and we understand. And for those who have no clue, we have people on every side of this right now. We have people who don't even know that there's anything wrong, and those who are well in the chaos, and those who are already in the new. So for all of those places, we hold this place of love, and let's put that out into the noosphere, creating coherence in the field, that we can all come into our stability in this embodied wholeness and this promise. It's already done, like Nahid said. It's already done. So with that, I really invite everyone to participate. Let us take however long this morning and have everyone put in your blessings, your prayers, your words, your encouragement, your inspiration, your hope, your wholeness, your voice, your fullest expression of this wholeness on behalf of, let's do this really about the fear. Let's do this about soothing fear, calming the fear. And I think the most important piece is the emergence of the new story. People need something to hang on to. So as we calm the fear, there's an emergence of the story of wholeness. There's an emergence of what it means to be fully expressed in our wholeness, in our undivided wholeness, in our inseparable wholeness, in our loving wholeness. So as the new narratives come forward, the new story emerges, we hold this today for the fear to be resolved, to be lessened, to be dissolved. That I'll be quiet and I invite you all to share however that may be.
I woke up this morning at 5. Usually 8:30 is my time. Finding myself in the opening of the dialogue that I was having last night, and I was writing about it, talking to my creation partner, Ken Furley. I revealed my fear as a woman, fully showed up when I was 16, 17. It's like after 16, 17, I was dead already. I had a voice that I could sing for myself, and it would touch my heart. It's like my tears, all my expression and feelings. I was fully out, but whatever, being shy, I kept holding it and not expressing it because I didn't want even my dad or my brothers to hear my voice. I realized my voice and the state that I enter, it's like I am naked. I am fully seen in my vulnerability. And I had to hide it because I didn't want to be taken advantage because of that. So I chose to be mute and holding it all in. And where is my focus and the healing that is happening within my embodiment is opening my lungs. I've had for 45 years asthma, dealing with not having really the capacity to fully breathe life. The doctor was 40% capacity of my lungs available. Now, being 2 weeks on prednisone, this is the 3rd week, then my maximum is about 60. And it seems that's good, that's normal for me. Now I am in that restructuring, redesigning this organ in my body and breathing more fully. And I see that it's like my singing is the waking, because it's not only one aspect of me. It is not when I can express that which I am feeling, it embraces my wholeness. It impacts everything in my body. I did realize that truly my body has not fully breathed, had the fresh breath of life fully for such a long time. And it's interesting what is coming forward. It's real to the mind. It's like my expression is to have her to be naked in the full expression of that which wants to express itself through my voice, through this fifth chakra. So I have lots of the story, not lots. I can see the merging the new story, that I am giving that gift, and I'm the only one who can give that to me. I'm giving that gift to me, regardless how it would look like. I want to show up in my truth and wants to sing the majesty of this creation, praising it all. That's what I am this morning. It seems it took a long time, but it's here. I am complete.
Good morning, all. Kate in South Dakota will pick up the talking feather on that. Beautiful need to try to breathe, you live through that heart space and make sure of that heart space and to really tap in deeply. So as I think of what our words here and all of the, the deception that runs so deep is so my prayer is that truth that comes out, that we're able to decipher what this truth is. It almost like who you trust to be your source for truth, and we have that into our own, so the collective courage to ask the tough questions, to speak boldly, to try to instill only integrity into this new story as we're being, I like for a while have been in just circles of people who are on the cutting edge of living this solution-oriented world and just trying to stay in that place. And I see, the good of the whole movement is it's just so beauty and integrity that everyone can grab to that they see how it is to live this story. People embrace it of their own volition, nothing out of control. You see these new qualities emerging within people who wish to emulate and point of here where the patriarchal, the exclusion and the hoarding, those values, we see the feminine nature of the not hoarding, the sharing, the inclusivity. This the opposite of those. Bandwidth there. So I thank you for listening. Those are my thoughts on this together.
So we do hold the and ground in the love space, regardless of what the outlook is on the outside. The look out is nothing is happening new here that hasn't happened before, except greater awareness, consciousness. Back when I was in college, I wrote a piece, and at that time, that was a long time ago, I used the metaphor of a carousel projector, which probably doesn't even exist anymore, where you put the slides in the slots, and the light of the projector would shine on a slide. And then that slide would go away, and it would go in the darkness, and it would come around, come around, come around, come around. And then the slide would come up again. And I realized the slides in my life, probably the slides for the planet, for all of existence, the only thing that changed was our awareness in time and space, and our increase in consciousness and experience before that slide comes up again. We're in another slide now that's been here before. The dinosaurs were here for 40 million years and then went extinct in that slide. Another 40 million years went by again before the first human came on board. The slide came around and the dark ages were here. And yet on the other side of the dark ages, when the slide comes around again, it's the age of enlightenment. And then we go around again and the darkness of the Holocaust is here. The slide goes around again and there is unification of many places on the planet to hopefully say that will never happen again. The plague, all of these dark pieces are part of the carousel projector. We hold the space of no matter what slide comes up before us that has been here before in its new form, that we hold the love and the awareness for all of the diversity, all of the slides equally. Most people, myself included, when a slide comes up that is pure joy and happiness, there's a sense of we want to hold on to that, and yet the slide goes on by. Can I hold the love inside of me? Can I hold the reverence for all of humanity, for our planet, for our world, for our galaxy, for the universe, as the slide that appeals to me goes by, and one that is more challenging comes up in front of me. Can we hold that space in our heart? And those that come into fear bring love, safety, and remembrance that no matter what slide comes up before us, it is still part of the whole. And we will move on in our level of consciousness if we stay in that heart space and that love. And yes, all of the craziness out there in the news and in the conspiracy theories and the truth and everything else gets so jumbled up. And right now on the planet, there are those, as you said, Julie, have no concept or idea because they're locked into a certain set of parameters and are holding on for dear life in some way. There are others that are panicked because what they thought was amazing is all of a sudden the possibility of it crumbling. I was in the store yesterday. I met 3 people that I know well in the grocery store. 2 out of the 3, I went to hug them and they just put out their elbow like this and said, well, let's just touch elbows. Okay. We have to take precautions, and if the love is there and the connection is there and the heart connection is there, then as the Beatles said, one of my favorite pieces from their music was, life goes on within you and without you. I'm so grateful to be part of this experience that we're having, that I trust that life goes on within us and without us at all moments, at all time. No matter what slide comes up before us and the light shines through it, if we hold our love inside, it makes a difference. And I'm complete.
Thank you, John. I'd like to follow that with oubla-di, oubla-da, life goes on. I love the image of the carousel and the slide that comes up. And in this safe space, I want to share something that's had me examine me as far as this fear energy that is just circulating around people and popping up with people that you would never think would fall into it. And so, quick little story. I posted something on Facebook that I had written like in 2016. And it was a letter to Monsanto and Syngenta, and it was kind of an open, snarky letter about we won't need your services anymore because Mother Nature can take care of herself. And and I thought it was, well, hey, I'm just saying what it feels like. It's like, we don't need fracking, we don't need chemicals, we don't need these things. And someone in my circle, my many circles, that I've known for about a year now, and she's trusted, she's come to classes. She sent me a note and said she works for one of these companies. She's on staff, and she did not feel safe and was going to be leaving our relationship completely. And it really had me, it made me sad at first because she was in so much fear and did not feel safe, especially with someone that she trusted. But I take it as a great lesson that I needed to examine what was I putting out there that could create fear. In my all snarky knowing what I feel is right, and the wholeness and the whole perspective could really be hurting someone else. because they have fear, because they're in a place of, I'm not sure if I'm going to have my job, or I'm not sure if what's the truth out there. And she was defending her company, and I just think that, we're all in a precarious place of being vulnerable and perhaps causing a little ripple of fear that we don't mean to. And so I guess on this public good of the whole call, I apologize for that. And I will be thinking much more sensitively before I say something. On the other hand, following Nahid's thread, when you have something that's in you, you don't want to keep it down. I don't want to be afraid to say what I need to say. But I think in our spiritual maturity, in our evolution, in our stepping into this new epoch, we have to understand our humaning, right? I love that. And being mindful and watchful to the words that we're saying, and the energy that we're creating, and the wave that we're putting out there, and what are we holding. And I've had to keep reminding myself in every day, because these things weigh heavy on me. I don't want to hurt anyone. And this totally came out of nowhere. And she was concerned because so many people had liked it and made comments and were sharing it. And she felt like if somebody found out that we were in the same circles, she would lose her job. So there are some spiritual principles through Reiki that most of us know. And the first two that I've had to keep holding that space for myself is, just for today, do not worry. And that means if I'm not worried, I'm going to trust. I have to trust in a bigger picture that is unfolding for life on this planet. Get out of my little ego and don't worry. Trust in a bigger plan. And the second one is, just for today, don't get angry. So my prayer is to not worry and to not be angry over things that are happening that I personally, feel uncomfortable with. But in a resonant field, we're all in this together. My job is to hold, as John was saying, that place of solid peace, of peace of mind, peace of heart. Stay steady if we can, because these are times that are like knocking us off balance, and it's our practice to stay steady, to understand whole systems, to know that, as Barbara Marx Hubbard said, we're birthing, and yes, we still are, even in 2020, this new epoch. And it's messy. And it's scary, like any birth. But to keep holding, if I didn't have good of the whole, if I didn't have that vision of holding something that I know that is beautiful, the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible, I would be reactive. I would be in fear. I'd be spreading that around to my friends. But it's so important to hold what we know is possible, and to keep doing that. That to me is the antidote to the fear. And of course, the opposite end of that spectrum is love. So the stronger our love, the more we blanket over fear and bring that up to the vibration of love. So thank you for letting me share that. I'm complete.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you, everyone. And to follow that thread of trust, what came for me, Julie, when you were saying the words was, trust your heart, letting go of the fear that no longer serves you, and loving into existence your wholeness, personally and collectively. So I hold that in my heart, that this unconditional loving energy will love it into existence, the wholeness within ourselves, within each other, and within the planet. Thank you.
And June, I don't know if you can see us, but you're welcome to jump in here.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. I've just been as if lying out in nature and letting your words and the energy of the love that's being spoken wash through me with what's going on in the world today. I have found that if I quiet myself and just feel the love that comes from everything around me, the love that washes over the doubts, the fears, the love that strengthens my knowing that if I stay in that space and if I share that love, that blanket of awareness that we are love, not that we need to seek it or find it or give it, but that we are it, and that in that love there is no fear, because in that love we are exactly who and what we need to be. And our immune systems, it's as if living in love is living in a healthy immune system that not only keeps our bodies healthy and safe, but that keeps our thoughts, our awarenesses of the world, and our energy that we put out into the world as a healing salve. And so just listening to each one of you and holding that space of that blanket of love that touches everything. I just am very grateful to be with you all, and very grateful to be able to live in this love and to spread it in whatever way I can, thoughts, feelings, actions. And so I give thanks to each one of you, and thanks to our incredible world and our incredible ability to love. And I'm complete.
I don't know that there's much more to say. That was beautiful. Thank you all for your contributions. I'm thinking of when June said the thoughts, words, and or thinking, feeling, and doing. It was reminding me of a carousel that I always, another metaphor for us, a little different of a carousel, but that I worked with clients over the years, in that we we get into this, as we're in different levels of consciousness, we think, feel, do, think, feel, do, think, feel, do. You know, what we think creates what we feel, which creates a response, which is our doing, and we get into this think, feel, do, until there's an aha. And then there's the aha. And there's an awakening. And then it's like, I think different. And I feel different. And I do different with this new aha. So then I'm in this level of consciousness, think, feel, do. And then somewhere in there, there's another epiphany, another growth, another development. And I go, aha, and I'm at this level. And the levels move us more toward wholeness. It's our natural development. It's our normal development. It's who we are. It's the truth of who we are. And it's a paradox to how do we hold our development of wholeness, of understanding that prior unity and this ever expanding process of consciousness that's moving toward complexity, toward greater complexity and growing. And so it's like holding both that prior unity that's in that ever growing unified field of consciousness that's guiding and directing. So anyway, I just love the love. I also was really appreciating those qualities that Kate was putting in with courage and truth and integrity and inclusivity. And I was thinking of several myself of like, oh yeah, creating the shared values in, I've been working for several weeks on remodeling the organizational structure of Good of the Whole. And John knows this, but I've been working on how to move from an organism to a superorganism. What does that really mean? And one of the pieces of a superorganism is that shared values, that shared value. And I think that we're holding a lot of that right now, and that shared values. And so with that, I'm just going to open it up. If anybody else wants to jump in for any things that need to be tied in, we have just a few more minutes, but we will continue to go out and bless Shelley and Shelley's family, bless our world and the fear and trusting. I love that trust came in, the courage to really trust that inner knowing. I love that. We can go within or we can go without. How'd you say that, John?
Life goes on within you and without you.
Within you and without you. Yeah, thank you. So many good morsels are here today. So anyway, any last little threads that need to be tied in a bow?
All I have to say is that my workers just showed up and I've got to leave. But love you all and thank you. It was a beautiful piece we can share with the world. Thank you, John.
There is something present here, and when Linda was talking, is holding what is possible. And the story that you shared brought me, because it's my personal experience of withholding and not expressing what is true for me. And what June brought in, it was so beautiful. Not knowing all of that, I said, there's nothing wrong with the creation. This is our dance. This is my dance. And how would I want to do this dance? Knowing it is the loving that is doing its dance. And the loving has infinite faces, infinite expression. And yes, when I allow myself to express myself, how it is for me in the truth being revealed, I can be an angel voice for someone, but it could be the devil voice for another one. But that is not my responsibility. That is why we are together, to bring the messages, to news, the newness to each other in whatever form. They are all of them. They are the expression of loving. That's what is needed in that moment. All my life, I wanted to satisfy the mind of others and kept it in. I feel the time is expired for that. It is, we have to let the truth out and be that example for each other. That's all I wanted to say.
Beautiful. Well, thank
And
you
Kate
all.
would
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to add that many of the words spoken here remind me, and I just kind of, the Four Agreements were something I read about back in the 90s and thought, they're great, And just revisiting them is such a good tool for everyone, Speak your truth. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best. And, knowing we're always doing our reasonable best, I think is good. The other thing I was flashing on as y'all were talking is and I think it's called Jutsun or something. And they talk about the energy meridians being in our hands and that the thumb denotes worry. So if I'm like worried about something or somebody saying something is stressing you out, you can just simply hold your thumb until you kind of feel a pulsation or a balance point, or, just kind of takes your, and the index finger, it deals with fear. And of course the middle finger, it's all about the anger. And the ring finger, about grief and loss. And the small finger, about false pretenses. Being yourself. Anyway, I just think they're kind of nice little tools that we can easily assess and pass on to others to get through these times. And I don't know, you just have me flashing on those. I keep coming back to those Four Agreements because, like you say, you don't want to, you don't want to step on anybody. You want to love everybody. You want to say things that are awakening and opening, but it just depends upon the moment in which they're received, whether that can happen or not. And so, and take it personally. Do your best. Speak your truth. Keep doing it, and all will be well. Just some thoughts. Thanks.
Thank you, Kate. Yeah, Linda, that example was important because literally everyone's lives are going to change. Everyone's lives, everyone's jobs. Well, if you think about creating a world that works for all, look at all that the world's not working for. So here we are. So with love and gratitude, thank you all for living for the good of the whole. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sending this love out to our planet today in such a powerful way. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And we'll see you all again real soon.
Superorganism.
Superorganism. And Glenn says supraorganism. So here we go.
Okay.
The truth that we are.
That's right. Okay. Much love, everyone. Bye for now.